While land banking investment is gold mine and is a great way for you to grow your wealth and preserve your wealth over time. However, before you go into land banking investment, it's important you know their pros and cons. This is to avoid disappointment because I've come to realize that many times a lot of people go into land banking investment, they buy properties because they are cheap and because their agent or real estate realtor told them that this place is a good investment, is going to appreciate over time, but they do not communicate how long they will need to wait, they will need to hold this property before they begin to enjoy the return on investment. Now, on this video, I'm going to be talking about the different categories of investors we have so you know where you actually fall in. All right. Number one, we have the buy and hold investors, which is where land bankers come in. Now, for buy and hold investors, they buy properties in undeveloped or underdeveloped location, usually for a cheaper price. They hold this property for a long time, usually for years, and sometimes up to 5 to 10 years for this property to appreciate and for development to come into this location. When these properties appreciate, they can now decide to either sell or develop. These are buy and hold investors. We also have the fix and flip investors. These investors buy dilapidated buildings or buildings that needs refurbishing or lands that are not in good location. Maybe the topography is not so great. They buy this kind of properties, they refurbish it and then sell for a higher profit. These are fix and flip investors. Now we also have the developers. These are people that buy properties usually in bulk with the intention to develop and sell for profit. These are real estate developers. Another category of investors we have are the short-term rental investors. These are people that invest in Airbnb, in short-let apartments, where they make daily, weekly, monthly rental income from their short-let or Airbnb properties. Now we have the real estate investment trust investors, and this is where I want to dwell mostly on. Now, real estate investment trust is a kind of real estate investment where investors are given the opportunity to invest in a real estate development project by some credible real estate developers where they invest as co-owners of this project. They just like owning a share in this project. Usually, the period is usually for a period of 6 months or 12 months, depending on the duration that the investor wants to key into. Usually, at the end of this duration, you get your capital plus your interest. So the company buys back your own share, buys back your investment from you, giving you back your interest plus your invested amount. It's just like joint venture. Now, the developer has the land, he has the idea. Now, he needs investors to pool funds together to develop a particular project. That is where he makes it open to the public, where investors invest in the project, and then he, the developer, builds this project, develops this project, puts it out in the market for sale, makes profit, and then shares the profit with all the investors. Right? Now, your investment duration could be for a period of 6 months or for a period of 12 months, depending on your choice. Now, for a period of 6 months, you get a certain percentage interest, and for a period of 12 months, you get a certain percentage interest. Now, it's important to note that before you go into this kind of investment, you need to ensure that you're dealing with a credible real estate development company that has track record for delivery. Okay, this is to ensure that the money invested by investors is actually used to develop the said property and not used and not diverted to something else. Okay, so over the weekend, one of our partner companies that specializes on this kind of investment, helping people build their wealth through real estate investment trust, helping investors invest in their real estate development project where they at the end of the duration of their investment, they make up to 35% interest of whatever amount they invested within a period of 12 months plus their capital. Now, this company is called Landvest, and over the weekend, they celebrated their 5th anniversary. Yes, 5 years of building credibility, 5 years of being in this game and delivering promptly to client investment and maturity. Now, before you go into any form of investment, it's important you understand what you expect from such investment. Some people buy land banking properties and plan to build there within the next 2 years or plan to sell it back within the next 2 years. Well, while land banking is interesting and is sweet, it's important to know that it is not usually easy to liquidate, right? Because is land banking. You need to wait for many years for you to really appreciate and make the profit. And sometimes, if you manage to still sell the property, you find out you do not make as much profit as you planned or as you intended, right? This is because you did not define your goal clearly. You did not define your expectation from such investment clearly before you made the investment. Now, I usually advise if you have that 1 million, 2 million, 3, 5 million, 10 million, or even more in the bank, and you want to invest in something that will give you good return on investment over time, and you don't have the time, the whole time to wait for so long, the 5 years, the 10 years to make the profit from land banking, then you need to invest in real estate investment trust. Is a way better investment offer or investment option. So aside from the fact that it is a reliable kind of investment, it's something you can plan around, right? If you're investing, for instance, if you're investing for a period of 6 months, let's say you're investing 10 million naira for a period of 6 months. 6 months investment on 10 million naira will give you 15% interest. So you already know 15% interest of 10 million naira plus your 10 million naira. This is what you're getting at the end of 6 months. You can plan around it. And if you're investing for a period of 12 months, you're getting 35% interest of that invested amount. So this is something you know that at this time you're getting this money, right? You can now decide to roll it over again for another 12 months or more if you want. But you know the maturity, your maturity date, and you know your expected return on investment. So you know how much you have. And definitely at the end of the end of your investment duration, you're getting this amount right in your bank account. You're even going to get your post-dated check once you make your investment. So upon maturity, just walk into the bank with your check and cash out. That is if you want to cash out. But if you don't want to cash out, you want to roll it over again, you can now roll it over again. Now imagine rolling over 10 million, 20 million naira for a period of 5 years. You see that it will give you over 100% appreciation with time, right? Which some land banking properties will not give you. All right. So the location where you're investing matters, and then your desire, your expectation for that investment also matters. So if you are that kind of investor that you want to buy a cheap land, you want to buy land banking property because it's affordable, but you want to sell it within the next 2 years, you want to sell it within the next 3 years. While that is possible, you might not be able to make as much profit as you desire. And usually, you may not be able to sell it when you want, right? It's not something that is easily liquidated. So, to avoid this kind of scenario putting you in a fix, I usually advise why don't you invest your money in real estate investment trust that will give you up to 35% interest within a period of 12 months. You know that after these 12 months, you're getting this amount. Now, at the end of the 12 months, if you don't need the money, you can decide to roll it over, roll over both the interest and capital, or you decide to even add more money to that the one that you already have and roll them over, getting higher interest rates. Or if you now have need, maybe you want to withdraw the interest while you roll over the capital. It's all up to you. It's more flexible, and to an extent, sometimes it even gives higher return over time than some land banking properties. So if you find yourself in this situation and you're wondering what's the best investment option you should go for, you can reach out to me today so that we can discuss and I'll actually understand what you want or what your expectations are. then we'll advise you accordingly, right? And if this is what you want to invest in the real estate investment trust with credible real estate companies, then do well to reach out to me to help you get started. With a minimum of just 1 million naira, you can be part of a real estate investment trust community. And of course, enjoying good return on investment over time. You can choose to invest for a period of 6 months with 15% interest, or for a period of 12 months with 35% interest. And the more you roll over, the more interest you get. My name is Tonia from Pacific Dream Realty, your real estate queen, always bringing you the best of real estate investment offers and information that helps you in making an informed real estate investment decision right here in Nigeria, be in Nigeria or in diaspora. I'm only a call away. Thank you and see you in my next video.